of the Tennessee River, Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. Today, conference bragging rights on the line in this SEC Big Ten clash. It's the Penn State Nittany Lions and the Tennessee Volunteers. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Holly Rowe, some interesting storylines setting up in this one.
I caught up with the Nittany Lions head coach before the game. This team has continued to shine, and he said his message to them in the locker room before the game was, this is our opportunity. They were not ranked to start the season and have continued to play their way into the conversation, but every week gets a little harder. He wants intensity and focus right out of the gate to prove to the world we belong, and we're going to keep making noise this season. Guys?
Holly, thank you. Can't wait to see how this one unfolds. The Nittany Lions will kick off first, and here we go. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. From the gun, it's Gordon. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down. Wide receiver comes in motion. Right back to it. Knocked down after getting 6 all the way out to the 34-yard line.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Opening drive of the game, and they're facing 3rd and 1. Trying to slip through and pick it up. Oh, he's got some space. He's at the 40. He was off to the races, and maybe another step or two, and he would have scored, but they get him at the 21-yard line. And the Volunteers will snap it on 1st and 10. Fresh setter downs going to the air. And he gets rid of it.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
Long way to go on second down. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
They've got a ways to go on 3rd down from the 24 as this defense tries to force them into a field goal try. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Got a man in the middle. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Volunteers!
I mean, what a great way to start this game. Getting the football in the end zone, getting it to your big play wide receiver. Nice job by this offense.
Yeah, David, it just seems like this offense came out with a sense of urgency, right? They're playing with great energy, and it seemed like everything they dialed up on that drive worked perfectly. Really nice rhythm, really nice flow, and they cap it off the touchdown pass.
Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Here's James Peoples to begin the drive. Hit and dropped, and he got nothing on 1st down.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for loss.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. From the gun, Rush right in his face. Had to start that slide a little early, and he'll be short of the first down.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love this slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
On third down, here's Peoples. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down.
And man, that's a great job by this defense, using the offensive momentum. They go down the field, score, they get you jacked up, excited. Defense is about adrenaline and really being able to play fast and physical and hard. Now they come out, 3 plays, they get the stop and force a fourth down.
Already down a score early. The last thing you want to do on your first drive is give it right back to them. So they'll go for it on fourth down. They'll go with Peoples. And he's brought down, but he picks up the first down, and the gamble pays off.
You know, I think there's a lot of people in the stadium that were wondering, why are they going for it on 4th and 1 in their own end of the field? But the gamble paid off.
They'll put it in play from the 27, first down. Fresh set of downs going up top. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited.
And that can be frustrating to watch running backs not make plays like a receiver, but they're not a receiver. And a lot of times when they have the guys around them, the focus that receivers have it doesn't exist in them. And you can tell just dropped the football, lost a little bit of focus, but I think those footsteps were close enough where he heard it.
Pass to 6. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
And, David, we know when you're playing on the road how important it is to try and steal momentum early and quiet the crowd. You gash the defense with a run like that to pick up a big first down, that'll do it. And that's really a tone setter, I think, for this offense. And you're sending a direct message to the opponent. We are going to be physical, and we're going to try to run this thing down your throat.
Yeah, and they got a chance to respond. And the crowd hopefully can get behind them and get back in it. The defense has got to do a better job. We got to stop the run. They got to tackle, get more hats to the football. This will be a challenge. They're going to run the football. They better be man enough to stop it.
Back to pass on second down. Working that left side now. Gets the ball up to the 50-yard line, and it'll be first down.
Yeah, this is simple pitch and catch. Quarterback and wide receiver have done this 4 million times in the offseason. He catches, waits for him to take a couple steps, boom, fires it right on his chest. They can complete this probably with their eyes closed. They've ran this route so many times together.
Pulls it on the option. Make the stop at the 40, but it's a 10-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
There he goes. He's at the 10, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Penn State! The first score of the game for the man who leads the nation in rushing touchdowns.
And they just keep feeding it to their workhorse back to open this game. Great job in the open field. He's got tremendous vision. He can make people miss. You saw all of that on display here in the opening drive.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Tight end now in motion. Running inside, it's Gordon. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
A lot of times with these RPOs, you see linebackers so slow, they don't want to mess up. Not on this one. Watch the defense attack downhill, go get the running back, get a tackle for a loss.
Second down to the air. Escapes the pressure to his right. Just gets rid of it before the heat. Nothing doing downfield. He'll cut his losses and throw it away. It'll be third down.
I'm impressed with this defense, man, because that QB is lightning fast. You see how fast that defender was able to get to him and force the incompletion? Wow.
They need a huge play on third and long. Looking to throw. And he avoids the sack.
Well, after giving up that touchdown on the opening drive, they had a little bit of a come to Jesus with their defensive coordinator on the sideline. I don't know what he said, but he, I think, just invoked the fear of God into this defense, because this 3-and-out has been sensational, dominant. This is the way they've got to play moving forward.
Well, they finally stopped him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. So the first play of the drive will come from the 43. They'll start on the ground with people. Enough to move the chains. Slips a tackle and he's got room. Flying down the left side. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Penn State.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
And he'll bring it out of the end zone. He stopped right there. Oh, he might have been a step away from taking that one a long way. Opening play of this drive comes from the 34. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete. They'll need a bunch on second down. Quick give. It's Gordon. He's dropped. Third and 10. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws for the tight end. Big hit, knocks the ball away, and it'll force him into a fourth down.
One thing this defense always talks about is getting off the field. Last drive, they forced a punt. Here on third down, what a great job flying to the football, getting a hit, forcing an incompletion. They may be jogging off here soon again.
Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Penn State's offense comes onto the field ready to start the drive. After that last explosive running play, David, why not just try it again, right?
I mean, why not? Such a big, long, explosive run. You think, Jesse, maybe give it to him again, or you say, hey, QB, throw that thing out there.
I think you keep it on the ground, David. Honestly, I was watching the offensive line. They were fired up after that long touchdown run. You know they just want to go back out there again and get some push.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these...
There he goes! He's at the 10. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. His huge game continues. Third time he's gotten paid earned in this one, and numbers 11, 12, and
GG, homie.
13 on the season. You know, the way he's going has me churning through the old memory bank here for the single game touchdown record at Penn State. You know who that was?
I have no idea.
Well, everyone knows it was Harry Robb. Went to the house 6 times in 1917.
This guy that had this team before me, like, ruined him. Like, I have no speed. I can't do anything.
It'll be a touchback. So the Vols offense takes the field to start this drive. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great. So I know offensively, I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
Fires on the move. Out wide right, it's Matthews. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. The Volunteers peeled off a huge chunk of yardage through the air and now back to the line. The run inside. It's Gordon. Shakes off the defender. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
Wants to go up top on 2nd down. Got his man. He's down right there, short gain on the grab.
Nice completion, nice short gain. Now it sets up 3rd down. And wait a minute, 3rd down now becomes, we're going to go for it on 4th down anyway, so it really doesn't matter that much. Great job getting a little chunk. Now we get to go have some fun.
Fires into traffic. It's picked off. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Everything's been working so far. They've had it 3 times, reached the end zone on each occasion, and now they're back to work. Hits inside. It's Peoples. They got it blocked just enough, and a good gain on that run.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Rides to the back. Just couldn't get away from the tackler.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. A lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Neyland Stadium alive, a cauldron of orange noise on 3rd down. Here comes the heat. Going to try to get it himself. Quarterback slides, and that is a punch to the gut to any defense to let a quarterback get out and move the sticks there. The Nittany Lions have it with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Peoples. Picked up maybe 3 on the play at 2nd and 7.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's 1st down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up, you can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little boost for your running back.
They'll run him again. He's stopped, but he's got enough to move the chain. He's topped 150 yards on the ground. 18 Nittany Lion backs have gone for 2K. They've had some great names in history. Franco Harris, Lydell Mitchell, John Cappelletti, Saquon. Maybe this guy's going to be remembered among those legends.
Man, that's crazy to go back and think about those guys and those kind of playmakers coming from one school. I want to be the next guy. That's why you want to go to Penn State, to put your name on that list.
This drive has been exclusively on the ground. Could they be setting up a shot play? Sells to run, looking to pass. Good job just to get rid of that one.
Well, that's just a miss by the quarterback. That's a simple slant route. That ball's got to be thrown out in front or put in the face mask of the receiver. Bad throw by the QB.
Second and long here. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Peoples. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. Here comes his home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
Well, obviously, at this point in the first half, the defense is finding themselves in a hole. You just get the feeling if they're going to get back in this, they're going to need more plays like that. They're going to need sacks. They're going to need turnovers. They're going to have to create negative plays to get themselves some momentum.
Absolutely perfect. And that lead grows even bigger.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And he's going to try to return this one. They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Wants to throw on first. Throws to the wideout. Out wide left, it's Jackson. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. The Vols come to the line in the hurry-up. They've been steamrolled so far in this first half, David, but maybe a little positive momentum to take to the locker room.
And I like you got the first down of the drive, so maybe you can build on this now. I would play with some tempo, obviously getting closer to halftime here. Maybe create some momentum, get a score here, and cut into this lead.
Love the push by the offensive line on that RPO play. Look how they just work the single teams and the double teams. You see linemen chipping off of their guys and climbing into the second level and getting a hat on a linebacker. That's why those types of plays are successful.
Cannot get away. It is a huge sack, and I can't imagine what he was thinking on that play. Timeout taken here by the Nittany Lions. That'll be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Third down following the sack by the D. He wants to take the top off. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. And the Vols will punt this one away. Trying to make one miss. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. Decent field position to start this drive from their own 33. Snaps it, they'll throw to start the drive. He'll pull it down. Fighting off the defender. And what moves this guy has. The jukes, the wiggles, the squirts just went right past him and picked up the first down. Penn State will spend its second timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Drops back on first down. Moving out to the right. Throwing on the run. Got it down the field. Breaks a tackle, and he might have room. Touchdown, Penn State! And they take it in for 6 more points. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead.
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
And right down the middle. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Enough time to get off a play before we head to halftime. Fresh setter downs going to the air. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, welcome into the EA Sports College Football Update Show, the Week 4 edition. So let's dive right in. We begin with a look at Illinois taking on the UCF Knights. And it's the Illini coming away with a blowout victory in what looks like a major upset. Expect major changes in the polls this week. They get back on track after dropping their last game, and it gets them to 3-1. Here now, some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
The Nittany Lions will get things going as their offense heads out to the field. Not sure they had to make many adjustments at halftime as they try to build on this lead here in the third. Breaks into the open. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29.
And, man, this is more of the same for this dude toting the pill. Like, they keep giving it to him, and he keeps producing. Another chunk play. Like, I don't expect that they'll change much to do with this offense because every time they give it to him, he's chewing up some yards, and good things are happening.
Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
He is snowed under, nowhere to go, and it'll be 2nd and long.
And a lot of times the fit up front, you know, linebackers are fitting holes and that ball bounces and it's supposed to go somewhere. And sometimes it goes to a DB and the offense will get a W. Like they'll get a win because you'll break a tackle. How about the tackle by that young fella? I know he likes to cover, but I love the way he comes up and makes the tackle.
The number one key for this defense coming into this game is finding a way to stop this quarterback from running the football. And guys, they have not done a good job of that early in this game. He has been able to get out of the pocket, whether it's been designed runs or scrambles like on what we just saw. The defense has got to start changing it up. They need to spy him more, I think, moving forward.
Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now has taken out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place. And that time, they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Taken in by Smith on the right side. Turning it on. Steps out of bounds across the 25. They'll mark it at the 26, and a good pickup for this offense here. From the gun, it's Gordon. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one. And the Volunteers racing to the line in a hurry up.
And after giving up a long run defensively, they don't have a chance to substitute now. They've got to get ready to go because the offense is going tempo.
Oh, pressure's coming. From the comfort of the pocket, he fires it to the right. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
And I would argue that's one of the most difficult things to play as a defense, is those second plays when they start to get outside the pocket. He does a great job buying time. And what does he do when he rolls out? It gets his receiver a chance to get.
And it's on the ground. He picks it up, still on his feet. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but at least they've got the ball back.
Well, one thing I do know, Reese, this running back has got to do a better job with ball security. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win this game. They're very lucky they were able to jump on top of that.
The Volunteers started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down. He wants to throw it. Fires to the wideout. And that ball is intercepted at the goal line.
You know, as a defensive back, you want to force the quarterback to make plays way outside towards the sideline. That's a long throw. It requires a lot of arm strength and a lot of touch at the same time. Great job forcing the play out wide, making the big interception.
They'll run for it. It's People. Oh, he's got some space. He's at the 50, at the 30, running inside the 20. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Penn State.